section of roads within Nairobi's central business district were rendered impassable after matatu operators blocked Kirus in an apparent protest over displacement in their parking spaces. Operators packed vehicles along Moi Avenue near Kencom and Ambassador, rendering the areas impassable. The PSVs serving roads like Ngong Road, Utawala and Donholm demanded alternative parking spaces, citing displacement by Governor Johnson Sakaja's directive to relocate hawkers to back streets. This peaceful protest, the second in 2 weeks, highlighted attention over the relocation of spaces within the CBD, which matatu operators rely on passenger pickup and drop-off.
Pearl Newsbeat.
The International Commission of Jurists has accused the Social Health Authority of discrimination, adding that key health financing options have overlooked to meet healthcare needs of Kenyans. ICJ Kenya Executive Director Eric Mukwaya says the key tenets of healthcare service, including accountability, have not been factored in leaving many Kenyans in the dark when seeking for healthcare. Mukwaya says the private hospitals have also been given more priority on health financing, leaving vulnerable Kenyans unable to foot their health bills.
To be an expert in health financing, but I dare say any model that does not ground the public health sector as the primary quality healthcare delivery mechanism in this country, and that private health sector is complementing public health sector, that model will not succeed, and it is a foundation of discrimination of citizens, creating the haves and the have-nots, that the haves will get better healthcare funded by the have-nots will not get any healthcare service.
ICJ has launched the Stakeholder Forum on Healthcare Governance in Kenya, setting the stage for the development of the Afya Bora platform, a dedicated forum to facilitate continuous discussions on healthcare governance in Kenya. Meanwhile, the Departmental Committee on Health officials from the Ministry of Health and representatives from the Social Health Authority Board are expected to give a status report on the delays and gaps in implementing the Social Health Insurance Fund this afternoon, following an ongoing close door meeting this morning.
Pearl Newsbeat.
Learners at the Nakuru High School have been sent home for 2 weeks after they went on a rampage last night, paralyzing learning activities over school meals. Confirming the incident, the Nakuru County Commissioner Loyford Kibara said a school property of a known value has been destroyed after the learners protested a litany of grievances, destroying the administration block, classrooms and dormitories. According to reports, the students' well-executed demonstrations began around 8:50 p.m. and lasted for at least 6 hours, with the police forced to intervene to restore calm. The students also lamented the introduction of a card system to pay for items bought at the school canteen, whereas they preferred paying in cash. They also accused the administration of failing to take into account their welfare after they allegedly scrapped milk from the morning tea.
Pearl Newsbeat.
President William Ruto has called for international support to bolster joint East African Community and the Southern African Development Community efforts to stabilize the Democratic Republic of Congo under the merged Nairobi-Luanda peace processes. Addressing heads of missions and international organizations, Ruto highlighted the need for sustained and predictable funding for peace initiatives, noting that inconsistent financing undermines efforts and increases the risk of violence. He announced plans for EAC and SADC ministers to convene a joint meeting to form a joint technical team tasked with developing a coordinated financing strategy, ensuring accountability and mobilizing a partner support.
Having two concurrent processes running parallel creates unnecessary competition, creates avenues for forum shopping, and many other things that undermine the ultimate goal of these processes. So we agreed that these processes should be merged into one. Number two, we also agreed that we should expand the space for facilitators, so that instead of having one facilitator, we will have 3 facilitators. And we are in consultation between me and my co-chair on identifying the additional facilitators.
This call follows the EAC and SADC summit held on Saturday regarding the DRC crisis, where leaders directed the march of the Luanda and Nairobi peace processes and the resumption of direct negotiations and dialogue between Kinshasa, M23 and other non-state actors within the merged process.
Pearl Newsbeat.
Members of the Orange Democratic Movement have convened for special prayers of former Prime Minister Raila Odinga ahead of the chairperson of the African Union Commission elections scheduled for Saturday in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. Various faith leaders, Odinga's political friends, are also in attendance for the party prayers at the Bomas of Kenya. Raila faces a competition from Djibouti's Mohamed Yusuf and Madagascar's Richard Randriamandrato. Odinga needs support for 2,000 of the 55 African Union member states, translating to at least 33 votes. Should Raila succeed, he will replace Charles Musa Faki as AAC chairperson, taking on the responsibility of leading the commission and driving transformative change across Africa.
Pearl Newsbeat.
And across borders, Israeli troops have withdrawn from the Netzarim corridor, reopening a route that had divided the Gaza Strip's northern and southern regions. Following the pullout, hundreds of Palestinians returned to northern Gaza, encountering widespread destruction. The withdrawal aligns with the 19th January Israel-Hamas ceasefire agreement, which has so far facilitated the release of 21 Israeli hostages and 566 Palestinian prisoners. By the end of the ceasefire first stage, 33 hostages and 1,900 prisoners are expected to be freed, though Israel reports that 8 hostages are deceased. The conflict began on the 7th of October 2023 when Hamas attacked Israel, taking to 51 hostages and killing 1,200 people. In response, Israel's offensive has claimed at least 47,500 Palestinian lives, according to Gaza's Hamas-run health ministry, and caused significant damage to about 2/3 of Gaza's building as per UN estimates.
Pearl Radio, the home of fresh and classic hits.